everybody? Welcome to Razor Radio Live. Joining us on this Black Friday. Oh, by the way, you just heard Napoleon Complex from the band that's joining us live right now, Evil Dead. We got Albert and fucking Rob, drummer and guitar player extraordinaire. What's up, gentlemen?
How's it going?
What are you guys doing?
How we doing, guys? Well, dude, so we're here. It's about fucking time we get, the mighty Evil Dead on the show. We're here to talk about, obviously, the new record, United States of Anarchy. And which we literally just came out, last week, and it's already sold out?
Yeah, October 30th came out.
Yeah.
And, we had a bunch of pre-sales, and I guess, they're sold out of the vinyl and I'm not sure about the CDs, but I know a lot of people are having problems getting them, so.
Yeah, unfortunately.
We'll talk about that when we talk about how to get it. But it took so long. It did. It really did. I mean, there were a couple false starts, I guess, in there.
Yeah.
How did you guys finally get together and decide to do the album?
Geez, that's a long story. Like after a couple of false starts, I'm just glad it's done. I mean, and as far as how it all came about, it's sheer luck. How's that?
Pure luck. That's
It worked for the fact that we have fans, and they appreciated us when we played live. That gave us the incentive. Let's keep rolling on this. We had all these songs that would have been on the follow-up to Annihilation Civilization, and we and Rob really done them, and why let them go to waste? And we had the opportunity with Evil Dead again, and boom, here we are.
absolutely. Now, guys, so obviously you guys went back to Bill Mottora for this record, and bringing back more alumni to the band and getting obviously Phil back, which jump-started, obviously the project even further. But, I'm just kind of curious what the chemistry was like after so long, with getting the same people back into the fold.
It was really good, actually. It was like we never stopped, you know what I mean? Because really, the only person that's kind of new in the mix, for us anyway, is Carlos, because we didn't play with him back in the day, But yeah, he was an easygoing guy, and
That's the bass player, right?
Very all about let's make this happen.
Yeah. He's super into it, so
Made it now.
yeah, it definitely kicked us in the ass because he's really into it and stuff. So
That's good. I mean, former bass player, he was kind of into it too, but just it didn't mesh well, or what?
well, no, he was great. I mean, not gonna say he's an amazing bass player. I'll always say I'll admit that, but it's just the personalities were just not meshing.
I see what happens.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
yeah. But whatever happens, happened. God bless him. Hope he does well. But we're concentrating on us now, and we're not worried about that. It's in the past,
Totally. Well, you guys had come back or whatever for Thrash 05, which was
Yeah, 10? And he was in the band at the time too. So
right. But I'm
The funny thing is that's the first gig I went to when I moved to LA in 2010.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Very
2008, I think it was. Something like
I think 2009, 2010. Anyway, my point in all this though is all the that was kind of like the springboard for all these old school thrash bands to get back together and make records. And I'm just kind of curious, in your opinion, if you guys had released this record back then, how much of it would have helped your guys' career?
I don't know.
Back in the heyday.
Yeah, I think it would have, because it's the next logical step, from Annihilation, I think. So I think it would have. I think it would have. It's basically the same path, So musically, it's the next step, basically, from that record.
Totally.
Now, some of these songs you guys have been sitting on for a while, because personally, I've been playing Word of God because Juan brought it to me from a demo. I've been playing it for 4 years on Razor. It was a different version, but he brought me the demo. He's like, this one's for you, Andy. You can play this song. And I'm like, really? You give me a track? And you guys didn't release it on nothing else. And I've had kids asking me about, when was this going to come out? When was this going to come out? So I think it's rad. and you're still working with Bill. I mean, has anybody besides Bill ever recorded you guys?
We did a couple like guitar tracks and stuff, like overdubs. With this guy named Rob Hill, and well, that was it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the only other person on this record that helped us. But yeah, most
So
of it was.
what you know.
What's that?
So it's always been go with what you know.
Yeah, pretty much.
Totally. Well, how speaking from a musician standpoint, I'm just kind of curious, how you guys, your writing process and how it differs from the Anger's Art kind of camp.
Answer that?
Well, let's see. Because I really have no clue as to how Steve's his brain works. Because I enjoy playing his. So, but as far as the writing for me and Rob, it's always been, I show him a riff, then we'll dissect it, and we'll just keep that. We're a great team, I feel. And I'm hoping the fans appreciate it. But yeah, it's just me and Rob knocking them out. The funny thing is, like you were saying, these groups, if you really want to break down, No Difference, Green Hill, Without a Cause, and Wargasm would have definitely been on the follow-up to Annihilation of Civilization. I had those,
Yeah, back in 1990, we had those songs already. We had them. I mean,
they would have definitely been on the follow-up.
Cool.
Yeah.
Was you two on the Descending? That started it? The Descending.
Oh,
The Descending. Was it? Who wrote that one?
That was written in the process of when we were together at the reunion.
Yeah.
That one, Napoleon was written to put that into the mix. I brought that into the mix. Blasphemy I brought in as Evil Dead. So, yeah, that's pretty much the breakdown. Napoleon, Word I brought in, already pretty much done. The Descending and Blasphemy, I was like, okay, let me what we're doing. You guys did. Luckily, they didn't add anything to that. Everything was cool.
Yeah.
And kept it as it is.
Cool. What do you say we listen to it right now on
Razor Radio?
Good.
3, 2, 1. All right, that was brand new Sodom right there from a song called Dehumanized from their 16th studio album. Their first with Frank Blackfire back on it since Agent Orange in 1989. And in between that, we heard Phil on one of 8 million side projects that Phil Anselmo has. I think he's got more than you, Rob.
Maybe.
Scour with Propaganda.
Cool.
That Sodom's big, man. Frank Blackfire hasn't been in Sodom since 1989, and he's back with the band. So that was their.
Awesome.
I'd say that was some of the best time in Sodom.
Absolutely. Now let's go back to the Evil Dead record and just explain the artwork to everybody.
And Victor, eh?
Okay, well, initially it was SPV's idea to use Repta again.
Brilliant.
Which was a great idea, obviously. They wanted to go old school, blah, 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 So Juan got in touch with Repka, and his whole idea was it was going to be something like from the movie Soylent Green, the uprising and all that shit. Basically, it was based on that, which is kind of strange because it totally relates to now, right?
Totally.
It's bizarre, dude. I mean, it's ridiculous, but I don't know. It's just a happy accident, I guess. Cool.
Okay. Like I said, you got your full team back, and it's really fucking awesome. Now, obviously, when you guys first formed, you weren't playing much of the stuff from the Underworld record, and now that Carlos is kind of back in, I'm just kind of curious: are any of those songs going to make the set list?
Actually, I have a favorite song on that record. One, and, I'd like to do it. I think "Critic Cynic" is called. I really like that song, and so we might, we talked about it. We might be doing that, but as far as the other songs, I don't know. I mean, I don't really feel that record. And that's not because I'm not on it or whatever like that, but I think it's too much of a departure, from the first record.
Yeah, and to be honest, I have a feeling that a lot of people don't even realize.
Rad.
Yeah, we were in the band on that record.
We wrote none of those songs. Well, we picked up that. There was one song that mysteriously into the underworld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we were credited for it.
But yeah, that was,
Right
Just
on.
riffs.
yeah.
Well, speaking of that, the live set list and all that he's talking about. Have you guys got anything planned for next year? Live wise, tour? I mean, it's so hard with the pandemic and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple festivals?
Yeah.
Oh man,
That's what we're hoping for. Yeah. Yeah. As far as we know, there's really nothing around here. I mean, they're coming out Europe next year because we just signed with a talent agency, whatever it is. So
Mm-hmm.
we're hoping that works out.
But here's the thing. How much
Yeah.
does a player learn that it's all going to be set back to zero when everybody can start touring?
Yeah. It's gonna be
There's going to
crazy.
be a little head. It's all set back to zero, and we're going to really see. It's going to be weird. I
Yeah,
think.
it is. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy though because so many bands are jumping at the pit right now to play.
And that's
Like-
not and let's not forget about the band that want to hear live music.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm a fan too, man.
Yeah,
I look forward to going to shows, and there's nothing now. So,
I miss
It's killing me, man.
But I'm kind of curious. You mentioned the Europe thing. I don't even know how different it would be to play Europe. With the whole vaccination thing or this or this. It's
I
going to
think
be a lot of.
I think what they're doing is they're scaling back. So like these big, like not arenas, but these big venues are scaling back. So there's like maybe 300 people tops, and it's all like kind of spread out, whatever. That's what they're working on, but I don't know. I mean,
I don't know how that would work.
I have no idea how they're going to do it, but they're still planning on doing a bunch of festivals and shit. So we're hoping to get on those.
Maybe they're gonna partition the field and have you can mosh here, you can have a pit here. And
Yeah. So,
I think it's not. I don't think the touring and all that is not going to get back to normal until everybody starts taking the vaccine. Once we get that widespread, and it all depends on who's going to take it too now.
right,
But there's
make it mandatory.
Yeah, as long as it's
next week.
Make it mandatory. I'm gonna write another song about that.
that's right.
You'll hear another tune from Evil Dead.
Tanner, you got one?
Well, I mean, see, and obviously, not to get too political here, but there's obviously a lot of people that are not vaccinated. They don't like the vaccines, and it's that's why it's going to be weird, to just do the show thing. And will bands even get paid to play these shows anymore? If you have 300 people in a fucking venue that holds, I don't know, 3,000, how are bands even going to get paid?
Yeah, is it even worth holding a show like that? I mean,
I don't think it. I think it's going to wait till everybody's vaccinated, and I think it's going to come down to peer pressure or the proof that these vaccines work. If the FDA is behind it, I'm behind it.
Yeah,
but if you're trying to tell me it's not FDA approved, I'm not. I mean, I wouldn't stick any other medicine that was in my body that wasn't FDA approved. So,
right.
if I think it's got a better success rate than the flu shot. The one they're saying from Pfizer's got a 95% success rate. The flu shot everybody gets every year is only 60% effective. So
Yeah, I'm getting those because I'm like, you read all the shit that's in that shit. I'm like, no, man. I don't bother with those.
Yeah.
I just want things back to normal, man.
Oh, same here.
The last show I saw was Mr. Bungle, and in the same week I saw Ross. That was back in February, man. I haven't ever gone this long. And I know, Rob, you go to just as many shows as I do.
Yeah, it sucks, man. Terrible.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's why this year seems like it's been fucking 10 decades. Because
That's why. That's why I'm confused about. Damn, it didn't even seem like it's this year or whatever.
yeah, we did NAMM back in January. I interviewed you.
It seems so long ago, man. Wow.
Absolutely.
Ancient fucking history.
Yeah.
Now, last question, Rob.
I'm gonna go home again.
Oh yeah. The recording process for this record, how fast or how long did it actually take to sound or to actually get in the studio and record this thing after so long?
That's pretty quick. We did.
Yeah, ready.
We did about 10 songs and 2 bonus tracks in about, for drums, I think it was 2.5 days. So that's pretty quick.
Yeah.
And then these guys, well, Albert actually, because he did most of the guitars. I mean, Juan's on there, like a couple leads here and there, and a couple like little things, flourishes. But for the most part, it's Albert doing both rhythm tracks. So yeah, so it's
Totally.
quick.
Well, Andy, let's
What
get
do you
into some of these jams, dude.
This is my favorite track. What does the AOP stand for?
Abuse of power.
Beautiful.
That's it. Okay, this is AOP fucking War Dance right now on
Razor Radio.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, that was from the Fastest Fuck record from Anger is Art. That was the song that we always play. Gods of Hate. Think I'd play anything different, Rob? I know. Steve's not here, but I'm still playing Gods of Hate.
He's here. I think he's watching.
Great song. Great song.
I love that song.
Well, you've been in the band now, Albert, for about a year now, right?
Yeah. About a year?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Something like that. Yeah.
You guys been working on new stuff?
Yes. We have quite a few songs done already, so we're just like kind of learning them because it's basically Steve and Eric that are writing everything. So they'll bring it in and we'll kind of put our little, ideas in there or whatever. But for the most part, they're driving the car. So, yeah. So we're putting our little things in there. Albert's doing, his leads or whatever. And,
So you guys just started rehearsing again, too, right?
yeah. I mean, there's been a few times where we had to cancel rehearsal because of this COVID shit. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, when can we actually expect a new record in the Anger's Art Camp?
I'm thinking next, because we want to start recording in January, I believe. So
Okay.
I'm thinking maybe March, like that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And that
Fuck
we're
yeah.
talking with Bill again, right?
What?
You're talking with
No.
Bill again, Montoyer?
No. We're probably going back to Ron.
No, for
Ron
Anger's
Catapult.
Art, yeah, they'll probably go back to Ron or whatever.
Yes.
I'm just asking.
But what in saying that, how different is Bill to Ron and how they work, as a producer for the band?
Well, Ron, it's funny. Ron is like more hands-on, actually. He kind of like has kids' ideas and stuff like that. And, whereas Bill, he'll let us do our thing. And if he hears something that is not right or is off or whatever, then he'll say, well, what about this? But it's that kind of thing. But I mean, for the most part, Bill just let us do our thing. It was great. That's why it was so quick, I think.
Well, in Bill's defense, he was probably more hands-on back in the 80s when he was doing it.
I'm sure he was. When he was making Lombardo play drums with no cymbals, that kind of thing,
That's, when I think about that story, it fucking, pow, it blows my mind.
I asked him, I go, is that true? And he's like, yeah, that's true. I'm like, why? That's insane. As a drummer, like, you take my cymbals away? Fuck you, that's crazy. Insane. I can't even imagine that, Yeah.
But in saying that, with the more hands-on approach, what do you guys prefer from a producer?
Yeah.
Good question.
Did
Did you hear? No.
Did you hear the question? What do you guys prefer, the more hands-on approach from a producer
For Evil Dead, as opposed to
for any of them, any project?
Well, I mean, I appreciate the input of somebody else when we're recording, but if we have a clear idea, I would rather not have anybody fuck with it. You know what I mean?
Right. Especially, I can only speak for Evil Dead.
Mhm.
Yeah, if we come in with a song that we're fully comfortable with the structure, I doubt it if any producer or anyone is going to
Cool. Yeah, I have.
philosophy is always my song. The song, I don't need to extend it. Right and wrong. No, just end it. You want to hear it again?
which is kind of what's working now, because a lot of the reviews for this new record, like they're kind of complaining it's not long enough. Why would you want to go any further than 40 minutes? Like my attention span is fucked, right?
Something you can relate to, huh, Tanner?
40 minutes. I'm like, that's an eternity for me. I go like 30. And,
No,
Well,
that's the thing, that should be-
Your last record is what, 28 minutes?
yeah, it's like 29, 30 minutes, and that's all my brain can take.
Same thing with the new Evil Dead. When I put it on, I gotta listen to the whole thing.
Right. That's the whole idea, you know? I don't
It
like
should be-
the idea of playing one song or two or three songs. It's ridiculous. You know?
No, it should be well.
The record said to me that
The beauty is
I
that
couldn't listen to it in one setting. It's not possible.
Well, I think from an experience standpoint, that's why I like music. It's for the experience. You know, I don't want to watch a fucking scene from a movie. I'd much rather watch the whole fucking movie.
Right.
So I apply it the same to any form of art, especially music. And I think with our attention spans nowadays, with social media and all that, that's nonsense, which is a good and a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know, my attention span can't take more than 35, 40 minutes of a record and that's if it's a great record. You know?
Yeah. Well, that's a pretty good indicator of a good record when like you're like, oh, that's it. Well, let's play it again. You know, that kind of thing. You know,
Right.
you
That's
wanna-
it right there.
yeah. And
Totally.
I've been doing it with United States of Anarchy. How can people get to it before we get into this last song?
What's that?
The best way to get the record. Say, I'm just watching the interview. Evil Dead's got a record out. I want to get it. Where do you recommend going?
I want to say Amazon, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I've been seeing a lot of people complain about like other places that they're not getting their shit, like they're getting it
Well, you
late.
guys are on Steam now, right?
So I want to apologize to everybody that pre-ordered and didn't get their shit yet. It's
Mhm.
beyond our control, you know.
Well,
You
you're
know,
on the label.
yeah, it's labeled. So
All right.
Totally.
Now, speaking of recording with weird people, you guys, the last track we're going to play, Blasphemy Divine, you guys put it out with a different singer about 10 years ago. And
Nelson,
yeah, but the guy that recorded that track for you happens to play guitar for the Black Eyed Peas.
that's right,
And,
George.
and he's got a Cairo Night Fight now, too, which is great. Some weird shit, but it's a
Wow.
great band. How was it recording with him?
Remember that?
It was awesome. Very,
Yeah.
very awesome. I mean, he's very
Yeah.
cool. You know, we speak the same language. He had a ton of great gear.
In vintage shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very easy.
Oh, yeah, his gears. Have you ever seen his rig he uses for Cairo Night Fight?
No, I haven't.
I have. It's crazy.
It's like a $40,000 guitar rig.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, playing in the Black Eyed Peas pays off. And what people don't know is he wrote a lot of the music for the Black Eyed Peas, so he's the one who sees all the rewards.
That's
Well,
awesome.
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
Well,
the
thanks, guys.
trumpet I used on
Gentlemen.
the recording was like a 1960s Ludwig he had. It was insane. You know.
Yeah.
Cool.
I remember the first night I met him. It was at you guys played with Onslaught, Evil Dead,
All
and Venom Inc. And he
Yeah.
had been telling me he was on a different radio show at the time, but he was telling me how much he liked it. He's like, you don't even know who I am. And I'm like, yeah, I see you hanging out with Lombardo. Aren't you Lombardo's tech or something like that? He's like, no, I'm in the Black Eyed Peas. Get the fuck out of here, Black Eyed Peas. And I'm like, you like metal? And then we start talking. He got me hammered because it was like the night before my birthday. He's like, I gotta go now. The fucking Lambro, or the Lambro's in the fucking valet. And I'm like, get the fuck. I didn't even believe you got to be in with. I walked him out, orange Lamborghini, flips up, fuck takes off. I'm like, holy shit.
Crazy.
Yeah, I think Phil by Fire played that show as well. I think they opened.
Yes.
That was a great show.
Yes, it was.
Gentlemen, thank you very much again for coming on the show and hanging with us, and
No
we
problem.
Oh, thank
absolutely appreciate it. So, Andy, you
Yeah.
want to do this?
Dude, I love the new record a lot. Every
Thank you.
review I've seen has been great. I just wish I could see you guys live.
Yeah. Well, everybody does. I mean, we wish we were out there. You know, we're after all these years of these holding these songs together. Now we're like waiting to fucking play them. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So,
Totally.
and we're talking about a live stream, so we're hoping that worked out for now. You know? But, yeah,
Absolutely.
we'll let you know when.
Absolutely.
We want to
Andy,
wish the guitar player Juan luck in the Grammys too.
Yeah, for sure. Hope he wins.
Absolutely.
All right. This is it. This is Blasphemy Divine from Evil Dead right now on
Razor Radio.
See you.